Hello and welcome to week 7 of the Indy Oval Fixed season. This week we are at Legacy Charlotte with the real grass infield and the yellow walls. When you qualify, I found using the base tools of 5-3 were appropriate. On your outlap, all you'll need to do is be careful on exit by avoiding the transition in the banking underneath the white line. There is a seam in the asphalt, and it's your job to keep your car either entirely above or entirely below this seam. If you mess up the transition, you will spin out. Take your get up to speed lap and green flag lap, both pretty easy. I'd say only push it like 60 or 70% prior to committing to your green flag lap. On both your get up to speed and white flag lap, you're going to ride the high side in 3 and 4 and the middle or the middle high side in 1 and 2. Here, I'm racing against my best qualifying ghost time because I thought that I could beat it if I took a slightly cleaner line through 3 and 4. This is my green flag lap coming to my white flag lap, and look, there's a seam in the asphalt right below the yellow wall. Put your right sides right on that seam and aim to cut the tri-oval straight. Keep the car pinned on the bottom through the second part of the dog leg and aim for the white line through 1 and 2 without pushing up the track and without dipping beneath it and spinning out. Bring your car up to the first dashed white line to the entry of 3, aim for the white line again, and don't overcommit. Don't put the left side underneath the white line and don't push up either. Careful here not to grab the grass, and you'll come across the line just over 24 seconds. I think something like a 23.9 will get you the pole in top split this week, but a 24.1 flat will be very, very good for most splits this week. Here's what I'm talking about for the grass in the tri-oval. Just make sure your left sides don't touch that grass. It will slow you down significantly, and that's what I had to do to beat my previous time. The race line is not too different than the queue line. You can probably get away with entering a little higher in each corner and then bringing the car down to the middle or the middle bottom. With traffic, of course, you'll need to work around the racetrack. There are 2 dangerous spots on this racetrack, the entry to turn 1 and the exit of turn 4. You can see in both of these corners my car gets upset. On the exit of turn 4, be careful not to have too much weight jacker or too much wheel input, or your car will slide sideways in the affectionately termed slide of death, like that. And in turn 1, there's a bump right on entry. If you try to cut from wall to white line too harshly, the car will suffer extreme understeer in the front and then extreme oversteer in the rear. This is especially bad on cold tires. Watch out for both of these throughout a run. Then eventually you'll need to pit. I like to use the red sign in the middle of 3 and 4 that's on the wall as a reference point to brake. Bring yourself below the white line and bring yourself to the 50-mile-an-hour speed limit. I did 2 attempts here, one that I would consider safe and one that I would consider pushing.
5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
And I exited the pits both on cold tires and hot tires. You can kind of see the difference in line and approach here. This is the hot tire exit because I did not stop for service. And we'll show the cold tire exit at the end of the video. Here I was very careful to stay at the bottom of the racetrack. And just work my way around until I was up to speed. On cold tires, you could be a little more aggressive, but I was almost too aggressive, as you'll see in just a little bit. And this is my more aggressive pit entry. You can see here I brake at the end of the red sticker on the wall rather than at the beginning of it. Get down to first gear and down to 50 miles an hour. I could push a little more just before the cones if I wanted to, but that just invites a speeding penalty or a lockup that could cause a crash. Make sure to call your pit out here early and often and communicate with the drivers behind you. Usually it's better just to mic up and see what they're up to. Make sure they know you're coming. And then look at the wear here. I ran 6.1 with anywhere from 2 to 12 weight jacker over this run, depending on how the car felt. And my right rear wore 1% worse than my right front. So 6.1 with weight jacker starting, I would say, at a minimum of 6 and then a maximum of 12 or 15 is exactly where you want to be in clean air. In dirty air, I'm sure you can probably stand a 2 rear bar with 15 weight. Just be careful on the exit of 4. Here's where I got too greedy on cold tires. I didn't get a penalty because I didn't step over the line too far, but you just need to back that down a little bit and you'll be in good shape for the race. If you have any questions or comments about what you saw today in this Legacy Charlotte guide, leave me a note in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks so much and enjoy gaining some iRating this week.